here we are with another update. Now that I finished the air conditioning and a whole lot of other things that I did to the Nova as far as projects go, now what's next? Well, final paint. I did state that the air conditioning was going to be the last major project that I was going to take on, and so as promised, it was the last major project. Now the project that I'm going to be focusing on, it's going to be painting the Nova. I've been asked many times, when are you going to paint the Nova? From family, friends, and even you guys, my subscribers. And now I'm proud to present that the answer is now. Now it's time to paint the Nova. So for this video, I'm going to show you the supplies and of course an overlook on the Nova, since it's going to be the last time the Nova is going to be seen in these colors with the overspray and all that, because now in the next couple of videos I'm going to be sanding the car down and preparing it for final paint. So let's get a look at the Nova. Now also, one other thing, at the end of this video I'm going to be including a video that I took on the stance of the Nova as far as profile. I have been asked how does the Nova look with the rims and tires, you know, overall on as a side profile shot, and I did take a video of that, and I'll be clipping that on at the end of this video. So let's take a look at everything that I got. Those are some of the things that I have to sand off. Some of the overspray that's on there. I will also have to blend in the hard edge of the paint as far as when I did the jam painting. Like for example here's the hard edge. Now for spots like these, and for the majority of the whole car, I knew that I would be covering up some of the areas where I did the hard edge. And so let me take this off the tripod. Parts of the car were painted and wondered why I painted the rocker panel without the rest of the car. It was because I wanted to strategically place a hard edge in a spot that will not be noticed. Now on top of this rocker panel goes a chrome molding, so there's a split between the rocker and the actual body panel, and what the factory did was put seam seal in between the two metals. That's where I used to put a hard edge. So when I go to mask the car off, I can easily just mask right below the hard edge that I made, because there's going to be a molding there to cover up. And then I am going to blend in the paints between the jam painting and then of course the new painting, but when I put the molding on it won't show. So now for these areas here I'm going to be blending them in, and I'm going to be sanding down in between all of the jam areas, the trunk, the hood, in the fender gaps to the door gaps to the quarter. So that way when I'm spraying this, some of the paint will blow into the jam, and so that way it can blend into the jam painting I did previously. So we got some overspray there, and so we turn on some lights there. You can see some overspray on there, and I'm going to be doing the hood. This blue tape here is a mark that just to give me an idea. You know, when I was in the car, I noticed there was some kind of very minute imperfection there, so I put that tape there so that when I'm blocking it out I can double check. It looked like an imperfection, and so when I'm doing the block sanding, the final sand, I'll be able to, you know, make sure that I attack that, just to ensure that I don't have any problems, you know, with little lows anywhere. So that's pretty much it. I'll be removing the mirrors, I'll be masking off the windows, all the windows. I'll be masking off the back here, and I got some seam seal to be able to seam seal all of this all the way up, all the way to the, you know, all the way on the back. I'll be seam sealing or re-seam sealing the drip rail moldings. So that's going to be tackled. And then we'll take a look at the other side. So here's some overspray. Very light. I mean, I can't even feel the overspray. So this is going to be easy to just sand out. And I do have some material on here because I knew I would be doing the final sand on it when I did the final prime many videos ago. So it'll be easy to just, you know, blend this overspray into the primer there. So, yep, there it is. So now I'll show you the supplies. Now as far as the supplies, the seam seal that I will be using is this one. It's a urethane sealer adhesive. I used it before on some of the spots of the car, and I liked how that performed. I have 3 gallons of clear. As you can see, I probably won't be using all 3, but I wanted to make sure I had more than enough. If I don't use, for example, a whole gallon, I can always return it as long as it's sealed. So here are the reducers. I'm going to be using, the hardeners. So I'm going to be using the overall, not the spot. So overall hardeners. Here's the reducers. I got a gallon for the gallon of the base coat, and I got a quart for the quart. As you can see, I made sure to buy extra because when I go to paint the car, whatever I have extra, I'm going to be saving. I didn't want to paint the car and then not have the same exact color. That's why I ordered more than enough. If I ever have to do some touch-up work or whatever, I am now certain that the color that I chose, the color that I mixed, it's going to be exactly the same mixture, because these two were mixed at the same time. So when the place mixed it up, I know that there's not going to be any variance between a new batch. So that's why I got more than enough. And I just got me a quart of my red oxide primer sealer. So I'm going to be sealing the car with the epoxy. And plenty of tape. I got all colors of tape. I got green tape, I got blue tape, I got white tape, dust mask. Here's some of the white tape here. Fresh blades. I got massive amounts of paint stick, whole bunch of filters, whole bunch of cups, a whole roll of masking paper, 2 inline filters for my guns. I got some new vapor cartridges for my mask. And I got the pre-filters for the mask. Here are the particulate filters. And also here's my 320 grit sandpaper. And I'm also going to be doing 500 dry. So I'm going to start it with the 320 and then I'll go with the 500. So I got that. I'm going to go to block the card out. And I also got over here some screens for my mask. And I just got a gallon there so I could pre-mix my base coat and put it all in the gallon already mixed. Because if you've seen the last videos, you've seen that once this base coat is mixed, it lasts forever. So I want to make sure I have it already mixed so that if I ever need to do some touch-up work, I don't have to worry about mixing it up. So the mask is here, it's all covered. I'll show you the mask here. I cleaned it up and I'm ready to, it's all ready to be used. It's a full face mask, respirator. So the screens that you saw there is for the actual front. It's for the front here. And these particulates I'm going to get new, and I got some new vapor cartridges. So basically you can see that just goes on there like that. So I made sure I got a nice good amount so that I'm protected when I'm doing my spray. Now I won't be spraying this car in the garage. I will be renting an automotive paint booth to actually be spraying this whole car down. I hope that by doing it in a booth, I'm going to limit the amount of trash that's going to be introduced onto the final paint, you know, the clear. Now I'm going to be doing 4 or 5 coats of clear, and that's so that I can definitely sand it all out and get it nice and flat. And if there's any trash in the paint, I'll be able to buff that out. So there it is. So now I'm going to show you the video that I'm going to be attaching. It's going to be on the back. And as always, hope you enjoyed. And I'm definitely looking forward to prepping this car for final paint.